guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Sword of the Demon Hunter. We're now on to episode 9. So in the last episode, we had a new demon hunter roll into town, and apparently he's got some enchanted hairpins that he gives to girls and puts them under a spell, and basically has demons that find that spell come straight to him so he can vanquish them. And that's exactly what ended up happening to our guy Jinya. He basically realized that oh gosh, her name just slipped out of my head. But anyways, that she'd been enchanted by a pin that she bought, and it led him straight to this man who claims to be a demon hunter, and he seems to have some kind of necromancy, demon void control powers, because he brought some hellhounds into the picture, and that's how we ended the episode. So I'm interested to see what's going to go down between these two, if Jinya's going to be able to take this guy down, because I have a sneaking suspicion he actually might be human. So how is he going to explain this, and is this guy going to let Jinya go, even though Jinya is technically kind of sort of a demon? I don't know. We're going to have to find out, so let's jump into the episode. Just before I do, though, a reminder that if you'd like to know when I drop episodes, please hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. I don't think they're real, though. Aren't they just gonna come back? Inugami. Never heard of it. Yeah, so I thought they're just gonna come back because they're not flesh. You need to take down the person wielding, Jinya. Forget about the dogs. Oh, he's gone? One of them. But I feel like it's about smell. It's not about sight in this case. I was about to say, they don't need to see. That's what I would have done, just for fun. Like, what's up? You're nice. Just the punch. There's more. You just sent your dogs after me. Oh, he's got many tricks. He's a magician. You're gonna have to do this one a lot different, Jinya. On par. Did he take control of your dogs? Oh, that's embarrassing. You throw them at him. What do you want? All's fair in love and war, bro. He could have done that the first time he darted. Oh, there's that. Okay, good. I'm glad you're aware. Yeah, why would I show him all my cards at once? Duh. Dolls. Okay. Interesting power. Too good. Okay. I mean, we need the backstory, so thanks. I know you didn't have a lot of sales, sir. Stop it. Oh, I think you could, because you created it. No, I like it where it is. Not true, he could still kill you. He won't, but he could. Damn, get him onto your own. Oh, are you gonna drown her in the river? I'm sorry. This is from a horrible, bad anime I watched years ago. She was kind of crazy though, bro. She was gonna kill you. Who are you talking to? I mean, Suzume is not really your sister, but I get it though.
見つかるだろうか。
見つけるのです。きっとそのための命なのでしょ
夏。
Hmm.
多分君なんか懐に入れてるやろ。僕の想像が合ってるんなら櫛か公害。ああ、公害の方かな。
Okay.
う。お兄様。
Oh, so the actual comb is the sibling. Oh, right, the soul. Okay, I've made the loop now, guys. Took me a minute. Took me a minute.
お兄様。共に参りましょう。
Interesting. So wasn't that pin the one that the shopkeeper gave him?
秋津染五郎。
かったい呼び方やな。まあ、
Yeah,
ええけど
actually.
それよりうまくいったやろ。
Stop stealing these objects, you freak. How about that?
そもそもは神を祝うときに使うもんやし、
Mm-hmm.
同じ職人が作ったんなら、かんざしと公害はある意味兄弟かもな。
Hmm.
公害は男の闘争具でもあるから、どっちかというと兄と妹やね。
Ah, that's the relationship, huh?
んで、君は兄貴によう似とるとか。
Maybe.
そもそもそれ、対になるように作られたみたいやし。
Gotcha.
ホトトギスのかんざしはずっと藤の花を探していたのだな。現世には奇妙なことがあるものだ。
Like you being turned into a demon? Hmm.
どこのどなたが思いを込めてきたの
I
か。
was about to say, how did it even get this way?
ホトトギスは自分の兄貴のところまで帰ってこれた。そ
Facts.
んでええやろ。
Is it? Well, fortunate that's the worst that she did under that spell.
せやけど思いて、最後には望んだ場所に帰るって、
Okay.
僕は思うな。
Alrighty.
そうだといいな。
Hmm. I hope so too.
私は人に化けた鬼だ。
Hmm.
ああ、そういうこと。まあ別にええんちゃう。
Also, I don't think I think he thinks he can't defeat you anyway.
だって君、おふーちゃんの知り合いやろ。あの子を見逃しとるんやから今更やし、君は危
That's
なそ
true.
うに見えんからね。
If he knew you were a demon, then he'd have to know Ofu is.
血狙われたら抵抗もするけど、
Okay.
害のない鬼まで叩こうとは思わんよ。
Alright, so you're not a full time. Got it.
君が人を救って、僕が君らを認めたところで、それは変わらん。
Hmm.
わかっている。
Hmm.
そんならええんやけど。ほな、さいなら。
Just saying though, it is both ways. I mean, some of these demons be hunting y'all too, so all's fair.
の時の記憶が残っているみたいで。
ああ、そりゃ、お兄様。
You were very clingy.
善治、後で覚えてなさいよ。
Be nice to your future
いや
husband.
別にバカにしたんじゃ。
You were a little bit.
私はまだスズメで十分だわ。
Leave Jinya alone. That girl is too young, please.
ああ、もうどんな顔して会えばいいのよ。
He looks at you like a little sister. Don't worry about it.
ヨタカか。男を
I
誘うに
hate that he
は少
calls
し
her
時間
that,
が
but she
早い
did
だ
say to call her that.
今は体を動かして頭を空っぽにしたい気分かい。
Maybe.
いいものは。
Cuckoo.
あ
It's a
あ、ま
cuckoo.
たかい。結局寝られないからこうやって出てきたのさ。それにさっきから妙に私の近くで泣くんだ。
Oh, here it's. I
なん
thought
だ
it's.
ろうね。
Okay. I almost read that wrong.
だからなんだいねえ、あれ鬼とかじゃないだろうね。
Not exactly.
いや、酔いを超えたホトトギスが花に止まっただけだろう。
Ooh, we called you a flower. Much nicer name than what you named yourself.
人の思いだけは、たとえ姿を変えたとしても。
みやかちゃん、とっても似合って
Okay,
る
we
よ。
skipped ahead. Is this not where we were in episode 1?
私たちには分からなくても、それを決めた誰かにとっては、この伝統はすごく大切だったんじゃないかと思うの。
But if you don't understand why, are they still important? Okay.
今度は名も知らぬ誰かの思いをあなたが未来に紡いでいくのよ、みやかちゃん。
That was a lot. She just wanted to know why she had to wear this
私は
outfit.
そろそろご飯の用意してくるわね。
I just wanted to know if I could take this off when I go outside, Mom. That's all. Okay.
早く終わらせちゃおう。
All right. This is definitely what we saw back in episode 1.
私も正確な理由は分かりませんが、昔からこの神田神社の習わしで。
Jinta.
この神社は何というのですか。
It's after you, bro.
本当に私の帰る場所を守り抜いてくださったのですね。
Hmm.
ありがとう。では失礼します。
聞きたいことがあったんじゃ。
Answered.
あなたは私が聞きたかった言葉を運んできてくれた。
Not the modern music. Why is he in high school? What is happening? Class 1C roster, Jinya Kadano and Miyaka. Okay, that's the girl. Okay. All right. So, it's been a minute since episode 1, guys. So the temple, he's talking about the guy who was the father. Okay. The man that was the father of the girl of the guy who was the other protector when Jinya was also the temple protector with the girl, right? There was the other man who wanted his son to marry the girl that was in love with Jinta, right? He was the guy who, after everything was said and done, he was like, yeah, it's all my fault. I should have let you be together. I shouldn't have interfered. And then Jinya was like, at that point was like, I don't care. And I think he was the one who renamed him Jinya, right? And then he said he was going to keep a place like that. There was always going to be a place in Kadono for him because like he basically saved them from what would have been a much worse fate. Right? I think that's what he was referring to. So that's why it's called the Jinta Shrine, because obviously Jinta is his name before he changed it to Jinya. And it looks like now we went from, oh God, it said year 21. Again, the numbers, I'm sorry, I completely blanked on what the numbers are, but it looks like more modern times, right? Like we started out with Jinya in very traditional Japanese wear, horses and crates, you know, people with the Edo style haircut. Like clearly things were a while ago. And now he's got modern hair, and he's wearing a school uniform, and he's talking to a girl who's clearly in high school. So why is he in school? This is the question. Why did we jump forward so much? Very interesting. Sorry, the ending kind of got me all wrapped up. But yeah, the episode itself, we wrapped up the whole situation with the Combs, and the demon hunter was actually, well, a very interesting backstory on that family. I'm thinking we got so much information about them because they're probably going to be instrumental later on, potentially. But pretty cool. Effectively, he's got like little golems that they make, and they're able to infuse them with emotions and then able to transfuse them with some form of power, some form of magic, I would say, and then control them. And it looks like it's an art that's been passed down through generations, and that's what this guy did. He's the third generation of the Samando, I can't remember the name. Oh, it's right there, Samagoro Akitsu. So he's the third person to take the mantle, even though he's not the original. But it's really to carry on the tradition of the workmanship around basically creating these golems. So that was very interesting to learn anyways. And that basically he takes on demon hunter jobs, which I'm assuming that the Lady of the Night must have hired him as well. Because it looks like she just hires people or gives people indications that there could be, you know, paranormal stuff afoot to whoever's willing to pay for it. But anyway, we see that, you know, Jinya, because he's got the ability, like obviously this guy does not know a ton about demons, or he doesn't realize that Jinya is a bit special and that he can absorb and reflect the same powers of the demons that he slayed. And that's the thing, like I said, I don't think Jinya is a full-on demon, but I guess he has to be because he's kind of immortal now. But I feel like he's not, because it seems like, you know, the way that Akitsu was so shocked at the fact that Jinya had more than one ability, and we saw that like with the invisibility, the demon that had the invisibility, Jinya took that that demon only had that one power. The one who the wife of that demon who could jump in the air, she only had that one power. So it looks like most of them only have one ability typically. And even from way back in episode 1, the demon that went and basically broke Suzune's mind, she had the ability to see into the future. So it looks like they typically only have one power, but Jinya's able to absorb and adapt. So I feel like, I mean, maybe that is Jinya's power. I didn't think about that. Maybe Jinya's power is the ability to absorb and adapt other powers. Like maybe that's what it is. But I don't know. I just feel like Jinya's not as straightforward as the rest of these demons are, but I could be wrong. Anyway, thanks to this guy talking to Akitsu, he was able to figure out a little bit more about that family, then also figure out what happened with this hairpin. Looks like it was just kind of a mild enchantment that was because there was a soul that was infused into that particular hairpin, and it just felt that the pin or the pick or whatever it's called that Jinya had, that I'm pretty sure was the gift from Ofu's dad. They were made at the same time apparently, and that's why it's when it got close to Jinya, it triggered the spell, and you know, obviously it was the comb speaking through poor Natsu. But anyways, thankfully it wasn't anything crazy. Natsu wasn't hurt in any way. And, you know, the, what's his name? Akatsu gave him the right steps to get that, you know, taken care of so that she could get back to her normal self. But hilariously, poor Natsu remembered everything. So understandably, she was mortified. I mean, she's only like 15, 16 years old. And imagine you did all that with, you know, this guy you've got a crush on. Like that's not at 16, you'd want the earth to open you up and swallow you. But as I said, I wasn't worried because of all people, Jinya is not going to care, right? Like, I love that he had that moment to actually open up. And like, that's interesting too, because she remembers everything. I think Jinya told her that confession about how she reminded him of Suzune only because he thought she wouldn't remember. But anyway, I think Jinya really needs to talk about that though. He, like I said, he holds a lot in, he doesn't talk about his past. And, you know, right up until till now in this season, Ofu, Natsu, just anyone who's come into contact with him more than once has been like, you need to open up, you need to loosen up, you need to open your heart a bit because it's, you know, it's not good for you to be so solely focused on, you know, whatever it is you're doing as far as your mission. But yeah, this episode is the first time we heard Jinya actually talk about his frustration over that day and how he blames himself really for not being able to stop Suzune, and the fact that I guess he feels a bit guilty because he's like, my feelings changed. I should have been a supportive brother to the end. But as I said, I don't think that's fair, bro. Like, she literally murked the love of your life in front of you, and she had no remorse. And then she was basically like, let's go burn the city down together. Like, you know, like, bro, you were absolutely right to want that to be done in the moment. Like, I think, as I said back in that episode, I think he regrets almost taking her out because I don't think that was what he wanted ultimately. But, you know, he didn't stop loving her. He was angry at her, which is very, very, very valid in that situation. But anyway, he's had time clearly to settle his emotions a bit more. And it was good for him to be able to talk about that even for just a few seconds. And, you know, we see that Natsu was able to give him a little bit of, of a consoling talk, basically saying that, you know, siblings, you know, not just siblings, but any relationships over time are going to go through bumps and roads and valleys and hills and good and bad. And the bottom line is typically with family, those bonds never sever, right? Even if you guys go through some stuff, a lot of times, if you're given the opportunity, it's mendable. So yeah, she's saying that you just got to keep doing what you got to do. Keep on your mission, which is to get to your sister again, and you'll probably find a way to repair that relationship. So yeah, kind of a nice little talk that I think my guy needed. And yeah, I guess that's all we had from that point. And then the illustration of the cuckoo finding its emotional place, going back to where it needed to be most. I think that was kind of a bit of a personal message that Jinya chose to take of, okay, like, things are going to get back to normal at some point. Like, at some point, this thing is going to make its circle back to where it's supposed to be, i.e. me and Suzune, you know, maybe there's a chance to get back to where we were versus where we left things, you know? So anyway, that's what I'm taking from it. And then, yeah, we had this giant jump forward to the future, it seems like, right? But which we saw back in episode 1. I could be wrong, but no, we did, because it made sure to show us year 21 or whatever. And I think we started like in year 7. So it's been a while. It's been a minute. And again, I'm not exactly sure what the years are supposed to translate into, but I think it's enough to say that time has passed. And for some reason, Jinya's in high school. So curious about that. Gonna have to wait till the next episode to find out what it's all about. But I enjoyed this, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. And if you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.